most people are more than capable of behaving in narcissistic ways. It's all to do with the intentions behind the behaviour and the pattern of behaviour. With a narcissist, it's a repeat pattern of behaviour. They tend to run from the beliefs that they're entitled to have whatever they want, whenever they want, with whoever they want. They lack the empathy to care for other people. They're incredibly exploitative, which leads them to be incredibly manipulative. They're very envious of others and believe others are envious of them. They compare themselves to others, and then they get those around them comparing themselves to others, so that the people they're getting to compare no longer feel enough. They are extremely grandiose, they're arrogant, they believe they're always right, they believe they're special, they're preoccupied with themselves. And within this dynamic, you can have different personality types. So you can have the somatic, that's all about the looks and using that to get their needs met. You can have the cerebral, that's all about the intellect. You can have the grandiose, that's very in your face, and the fragile, that's very introverted. And that does not mean that every extroverted or introverted person is a narcissistic individual. It's down to their patterns of behaviour. People can be shy, doesn't make them a narcissist. People can have confidence, doesn't mean they're an arrogant narcissist. So it's the patterns of behaviour. What you'll notice with is a confident person will raise you up, they'll praise you. If they don't know something, they'll admit to it. An arrogant person will pull you down, they'll tear you to shreds. If they don't know something, they'll make it up. When it comes to narcissistic individuals, you can have the compassionate narcissist that latches onto that cause and is really helpful. Yet it's very one-sided. It's all about, what about this person getting hurt? They don't look at the bigger picture. You can have the communal, and we can have community-oriented people. Yeah, the communal will latch on to a cause purely to get their own needs met. The self-righteous, who believes that they are always in the right. And the chameleon narcissist, who will morph into whoever you need them to be, or whoever they think you need them to be, in order so that they can impress and get their needs met. And then there's two very distinct subtypes, the covert behaviours and the overt behaviours. You can have a covert narcissist and an overt narcissist, or you can have a narcissist that can display both overt and covert behaviours. And they are characterised by different patterns of behaviour. They present their manipulation differently. Covert narcissists tend to be more introverted, more shy, more quiet. And again, just because somebody is shy and quiet and introverted, if they're not exploitative and out to destroy people and lack empathy, doesn't make them a narcissistic individual. It can often be someone who's dealt with a narcissist and would just rather sit in their own peace and quiet and no longer deal with drama. Then you can have the more overt narcissist, who is more extroverted and they have more grandiose behaviours. And again, just because someone's confident and extroverted does not make them a narcissist. They need to have the patterns of negative behaviour. The introverted and the extroverted, the covert and the overt, lead to a difference in how the narcissistic individual receives their validation and their attention. The overt goes all out to be the loudest and the most boastful, and they monologue and talk about themselves and strive for the attention. While the coverts are more subtle, they'll dry beg, they'll play the victim in order to get their needs met. Covert narcissistic individuals often feel very inadequate and have that low self-esteem, and we can all feel inadequate and have low self-esteem. However, we don't usually go around trying to make other people feel inadequate or bring everybody else crashing down, which is what a covert narcissist will do. An overt narcissist has that inflated sense of self. They believe they're better than all others, and they've usually got enough supporters to sort of back them up. They have that sense of superiority. Covert narcissists tend to use more subtle manipulation methods such as passive-aggressive behaviour, the backhanded compliments, the innuendos, the dry begging, the weaponised incompetence. They're like the helpless victim who needs somebody to do everything for them. And they control people using things such as emotional blackmail and guilt trips, whereby an overt narcissist displays more aggressive, outright behaviours to get their needs met. They will use things such as intimidation and threats to get their needs met. Coverts are a lot more likely to play the victim, to seek the sympathetic attention from those around them. Overts are usually a lot more open in the ways that they assert their dominance. They use that aggression. Coverts use passive-aggressive behaviours. Overts use direct aggressive behaviours. Coverts are more prone to feeling empty. Overts tend to exhibit more arrogance and that sense of entitlement. They believe that they are the most important in the room. A covert would like to be the most important person in the room, but they don't have the arrogance to go and do it, but they have that sort of envy in order to gossip and pull everybody else down, hurt everybody else so that they can feel better about themselves. The overt will just walk in like they own the building, and they don't tend to reflect. Overts don't tend to reflect on how other people might perceive them. If other people perceive them as the problem, then overt just thinks that the other person is the issue. Overts are a lot more difficult to recognise because their behaviours are a lot more subtle and underhand. Overts are more easily recognisable because their behaviour is more obvious and in your face, yet equally challenging to call out on because they have a way to rationalise and justify their behaviour or scapegoat anybody who dares to stand up to them. And you'll often notice with overt and covert narcissistic individuals, coverts are much more aware of their behaviour because they're underhand, they're sly, they use tactics in order to get their needs met. They're much more aware of the perception of those around them. Overts are less aware. They've usually got enough supporters in order to enable their behaviour, so the overts don't see themselves as the problem, and they're more grandiose in their mannerisms. Both coverts and overts don't see themselves as the problem. They believe that it's everybody else that's the problem. Everybody else is trying to get them. Everyone else is trying to hurt them. Yet with a covert, they are usually the ones that have an idea of their behaviour, whereby the overt usually doesn't have any idea. They just believe that they're superior and better than everyone else, and everyone should just go along with them. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments with people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have several books available on Amazon: 50 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Go No Contact, a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries, and the links for those will be in the description if you'd like to go and check those out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.